It's like 9.5 weeks, but Carrot Top. Basically what we were doing.
Wow! I gotta check out that movie.
Is it called 9.5 Seconds?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best insults and comebacks on talk shows.
I watch the Avengers, I go, wow, never gonna happen.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most humorous, clever, and downright brutal burns ever served on a talk show. What's the best insult you've ever heard on a TV program? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Jennifer Garner gets schooled. Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Oh, what the hell? Look right here! Snuck, past and past part of sneak.
The art of the comeback is one that potentially takes years to perfect. And from the look of things, comedy legend Conan O'Brien's talk shows might just be the ultimate breeding ground. Back in 2003, Jennifer Garner appeared on Late Night with Conan O'Brien to promote her superhero film Daredevil. During the interview, the host used the word snuck, which prompted a searing response from Garner.
Snuck isn't a word, Conan, and you went to Harvard and you should know that.
Although the audience cheers for her upon seemingly correcting O'Brien's grammar, the tables quickly turn when he pulls out a dictionary and proves her wrong. Turns out that Harvard degree wasn't a waste after all. While O'Brien is lightning quick at volleying back insults, his sidekick Andy Richter might even be quicker and more savage.
Do you float a lot in the ocean?
Sure. What, do you sink? Might be that cast iron heart.
Number 9. Stephen Hawking roasts John Oliver theoretically. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. We all knew Stephen Hawking as a brilliant theoretical physicist and best-selling author, but prior to this interview, not many of us were acquainted with his darkly humorous side.
There's a story that scientists built an intelligent computer. The first question they asked it was, "Is there a God?" The computer replied, "There is now."
During the first season of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Hawking sat down with the host for his People Who Think Good segment. Right off the bat, Hawking pound for pound matches Oliver's bantering, as the two discuss everything from parallel universes to artificial intelligence, and even Hollywood actress Charlize Theron.
Okay, what about this? Me going on a date with Charlize Theron?
No.
Not at all, in no universe.
No.
But arguably the sickest burn of the entire interview comes when Oliver asks the physicist if there's an alternate reality in which he is smarter than him.
Yes, and also a universe where you're funny.
Sorry, John, but this show just became Last Week Tonight with Stephen Hawking. Number 8. Dwayne Johnson snubs Kevin Hart. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. The friendly feud between Hollywood stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart is always hilarious to witness.
Kevin Hart was FaceTiming. He continues to text me. He just FaceTimed me 2 times. I'm like, dude, end it.
The two put their antics on display in 2018 when Hart co-hosted The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. For one of the segments, Hart tries to FaceTime Johnson, hoping to brag about landing the co-hosting gig. But to his disappointment, his calls go unanswered. Fallon then takes a go at it, only for Johnson to pick up immediately.
So this isn't, you can try, but I doubt that he picks up the phone. He would have picked up for me. I'll text him. I'm gonna text him.
Seemingly unaware that Hart was right next to Fallon, the wrestler-turned-actor proceeds to mercilessly berate his comedy sidekick.
Kevin to me is he's like a little gremlin that I just want to take him and throw him into oncoming traffic.
While we're all aware that it's a setup, the chemistry between the two still makes this interaction wholesome and belly-achingly funny. Number 7. Mark Ruffalo gets angry at Josh Widdicombe. The Graham Norton Show.
Graham,
Which is more realistic, the Avengers or Dora the Explorer?
Graham Norton is well known for sometimes putting the most unexpected mix of celebrities on his famous red sofa, and that randomness usually breeds the most hysterical results. In this 2015 episode, Norton invites Avengers stars Mark Ruffalo, Elizabeth Olsen, and Jeremy Renner alongside British comedian Josh Widdicombe. Early on in the interview, Widdicombe takes a jab at the Marvel movie and how ludicrous it comes across to him, only to be reminded by Norton that he once wrote for Dora the Explorer magazine. Later, after Widdicombe is asked about his greatest fear, Ruffalo delivers a brutal callback to his earlier remark.
Now, Josh, living up to your fear, what are you afraid of?
Well, I was gonna go with flying, but I think I'll go with,
Girls over 12?
The comedian takes the burn like a good sport, and just brilliantly elevates it from there.
Do you know what? I've always hated the Hulk, he's shit.
Don't make him angry.
Yeah, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, Ruffalo.
Number 6. Gore Vidal and Norman Mailer butt heads. The Dick Cavett Show.
I'm going to give you a line that Degas said to Whistler, two celebrated painters, and Whistler was a great performer like Norman. And Degas said, "You know, Whistler, you act as if you had no talent."
Gore Vidal and Norman Mailer were two of America's literary heavyweights whose amicable relationship gradually devolved into a full-blown feud. Their dispute came to a head during this 1971 taping of The Dick Cavett Show. Things had apparently already escalated backstage when Mailer insulted and headbutted Vidal, but that was nothing compared to the verbal brawl that ensued on screen. Before Cavett, Janet Flanner, and the live audience, the two came at each other, attacking everything from their careers to their ideologies, and even intimate relationships.
You act as if you were the only people here.
Aren't we?
They are here. He's here. I'm here. And I'm becoming very, very bored.
All of this reportedly because of a scathing review Vidal wrote of Mailer's book, Prisoner of Sex. Cavett does his best to keep things at bay, but even he is no match for this war of the words.
Perhaps you'd like 2 more chairs to contain your giant intellect.
Number 5. Conan O'Brien fires back at NBC. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have exactly 1 hour to steal every single item in this studio.
NBC's late-night schedule became a hotbed of conflict in 2010 after an attempt to change The Tonight Show's schedule. Conan O'Brien had helmed the show for just 7 months when the network announced that it would change its original time slot in favor of his predecessor Jay Leno. O'Brien opted to leave instead, but enacted a clever revenge before walking away with his $32 million settlement.
The terms of my settlement, I'll be honest with you, say that I can't host another show for 7 months. That's what it says, yeah.
In his final episodes, the host took several digs at the network, berating them for the struggling viewership, and even giving snide suggestions to help them fare better.
Nothing, it seems, is off limits. Not even NBC's coverage of the Winter Olympics. Conan had a few suggestions.
He also used materials that seemingly required expensive licensing fees in an effort to ruin NBC, although he later admitted that those segments were done in jest. Number 4. Aziz Ansari calls out CBS. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Anyone who is familiar with the work of Aziz Ansari is well aware that the comedian routinely highlights the diversity problem in Hollywood.
It's really diverse right now. It's right like 50% diverse.
50% of the people on TV are not white.
While promoting his Netflix series Master of None on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Ansari used the opportunity to confront the issue in a lighthearted manner. Colbert points out that they're both from the state of South Carolina, prompting some not-so-subtle jabs from Ansari about the lack of diversity at CBS.
Stephen's the first late-night host from South Carolina.
Right.
And the bajillionth white guy.
He even refers to his presence on the show as an all-time high for CBS. A veteran comedian himself, Colbert is able to acknowledge the valid point beneath the joke, while managing to riff hilariously with Ansari.
It's called modern romance.
Really? My card says modern.
Oh, somebody's gonna get fired.
Wow. God, I hope it's a white guy.
Number 3. I'm Matt Damon. Jimmy Kimmel Live. Long before Jimmy Kimmel Live became the late-night ratings juggernaut that it is today, the talk show host improvised a joke that kicked off a so-called feud. At the end of one episode, Kimmel hilariously pretended to bump Matt Damon, and just continued doing it afterwards.
I want to apologize
to Matt Damon. We ran out of time. We will reschedule him.
This led to Damon making subsequent appearances on the show that kept building upon that one joke. In 2008, however, Kimmel's then-girlfriend, comedian Sarah Silverman, collaborated with Damon to create this side-splitting song about them getting extra friendly with each other.
But it's important. I mean, we've been together for so long, over 5 years, and I still haven't told you, and it's just not right, so...
The video became an instant hit and won Silverman an Emmy Award. Not one to be outdone, Kimmel released an epic rebuttal titled I'm Ben Affleck, featuring cameo appearances from a host of celebrities. Number 2. Norm Macdonald and Courtney Thorne-Smith, Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Norm Macdonald was a revered comedian known for his off-kilter, no-holds-barred humor and deadpan delivery.
You're the biggest ass I ever met.
In 1997, MacDonald appeared on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, alongside actress Courtney Thorne-Smith. At the time, Thorne-Smith had just left her regular role on the soap opera Melrose Place, and was promoting her upcoming film, Chairman of the Board. Once MacDonald learned that the movie was also going to star Carrot Top, he opened wide and sunk his comedic fangs into it. The comedian delivers a hilarious risque burn before offering alternative titles suggesting the film was doomed for failure.
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box office poison.
But perhaps his most incisive quip came once he learned the actual title of the movie.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Burt Reynolds versus Mark Summers, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Back in the day, late-night talk shows were pretty spontaneous, producing some of the weirdest and most random exchanges.
Oh, God. There we go.
In 1994, movie star Burt Reynolds and TV host Mark Summers were guests on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Even before Summers was brought on, the air was already fraught with tension, as Leno made an earlier joke about Reynolds' divorce from Lonnie Anderson. Things start off pretty cordial, but then take a turn for the worse when Summers takes yet another jab at Reynolds' divorce.
Good morning.
I'm still married, as a matter of fact.
Yes, well, you...
Bitter jokes are exchanged, water is thrown, and an epic pie fight ensues. It's complete chaos. And through it all, Jay Leno maintains his distance, leaving his two guests to provide all of the entertainment.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.